This is, I think, one of the most challenging times that we've had in a while, because you've got Russia definitely flexing its muscles, and it knows from last time when it invaded Crimea. The U.S. and other countries, they made noises, they called them mean names, and they said they would sanction them. But they basically did nothing, at least in the eyes of Mr. Putin. So now we've got a similar situation. And the concern is that Putin again will say that Ukraine is attacking his forces, and that would give them the right to counterattack. And then on the other side of Russia, you've got, as you know, just recently in Kazakhstan, there was, according to Kazakhstan, a threatened coup. And Russia actually, at Kazakhstan's request, sent in thousands of troops. This is very recent, to quell what they said was a coup. So Putin is threatening on both sides. And at the same time, he sort of got the nerve to say, oh, by the way, no more countries are allowed to join NATO. And it's a real test now. My concern is that the US right now is seen as somewhat weak. And the last time there was an invasion, when Russia went into Crimea, very little was done. So I don't know how much President Putin is feeling threatened right now, and that's a concern.
Some very strong demands from Russia, sir. Now, all of this is regarding the Russian military buildup near the Ukrainian border. So let's talk a little bit more about that. What is the situation in Ukraine currently?
Well, Ukraine, of course, has to match the buildup. You can't have enemy forces line up on your border and you do nothing. So as they array their own forces, that could, if Putin wants, that could play into his hand of saying, they are getting ready to attack us. And then what can happen, and this is, we hope it doesn't, but you could even see a staged attack where Russian troops go across the line, artillery near their own Russian troops, claim it's Ukraine, and start an invasion. They've used deception before. Right now, as I was just saying, in Kazakhstan, where there was a concern about a coup, we saw pictures of Kazakh soldiers wearing UN blue army helmets and causing confusion there. So it's highly volatile. The background to all of this, of course, is how tough is Europe going to be when they are in desperate need of natural gas in a frightfully cold winter, natural gas prices going through the roof, which caused the problem in Kazakhstan. And if they're if they shut down Russia too much, then they lose that natural gas supply, which comes from Russia through Ukraine. So I'm reluctant to say it, but I believe at this time, Mr. Putin is holding more of the cards than Ukraine and its allies are.
Lots to keep our eyes out for, sir. Just about a minute left here, but turning to another issue, Canada's dairy practices are being brought into question, saying that, arbitrators are saying that it is inconsistent with the terms of the USMCA free trade deal. So give us some background with this issue too, sir.
Well, the dairy quotas that Canada has been able to maintain for years have been just that. They've been in place for decades. Anytime I was involved with the U.S. in trade talks, they always started the talk by getting mad about the dairy quotas. And so we would sort of let them get mad and their stuff. And then I'd say, well, discussion's over. There's no this time. They filed a complaint, filed a panel under the treaty between Canada and the U.S., and it's actually part of the Mexico agreement also. And this time, regardless of what Canadian authorities are saying, the U.S. has seemed to have won a pretty decisive victory. So Canada has until February 3rd to decide how they're going to handle it.